Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. Yesterday, we did a video about Uhuru Kenyatta's tour of Ukambani, Makueni, where he was inspecting the ongoing development progress at Twake Dam. And then yesterday, Kalonzo Musyoka shared the same through his Facebook account. Though I never took it very, very seriously, but this is what Kalonzo Musyoka posted yesterday. We did analyze this yesterday, but there is a new twist onto the whole thing. This is what Kalonzo Musyoka posted. Just concluded the inspection of Twake Dam with His Excellency, the President Uhuru Kenyatta and other leaders. You can see that here Kalonzo is not making any reference to Raila Odinga. And Kenyans never took that lightly. Yesterday, I really overlooked this because I felt it was of no need. Maybe I felt it was something very minor. But Kenyans really took issues with this, and they were not really happy about this. And then now, if you compare this to what Kivutha Kibwana posted yesterday, this is what Kivutha Kibwana posted. With colleagues governors, Dr. Alfred Mutua and Charity Ngilu welcoming President Uhuru Kenyatta at Twake Multipurpose Dam to inspect the project development progress. The president is accompanied by former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, among others. You can see here Kivutha Kibwana is expressly mentioning about Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka in that order. But Kalonzo nonetheless is not acknowledging the presence of Raila Odinga. And then also, when this team was also in Machakos, during inspecting Konza Technopolis, the seating arrangement there also just proved that there is some kind of political war between Kalonzo Musyoka and maybe Machakos governor. You can see there Kalonzo is sitting on the far right end of the president. And the president is sandwiched between Machakos governor Alfred Mutua and Raila Odinga. That also just tells, or rather shows, the kind of political octane that is currently happening in Ukambani. So in this video right now, I want us to really look into details, or rather dissect, as to why Kalonzo Musyoka really never acknowledged Raila's presence in that tour. Because that really tells volumes. It's not just a mistake, but Kalonzo Musyoka might have not recognized Raila, the presence of Raila Odinga, deliberately to achieve some political objectives. And also the seating arrangements in Machakos, I know it was done to deliberately also achieve a political objective. So that's our analysis and discussion in this video right now. In case you've just bumped on this YouTube channel, tap on the subscription button. Kindly give this video a like. Give it a like, please. Straight away to our discussion. Why did Kalonzo Musyoka omit Raila Odinga, or why did he not mention or acknowledge the presence of Raila Odinga in this tour? Because Raila is a senior leader in this country, and Kalonzo cannot just talk about the president and then putting Raila among others. Why did he not mention, or rather acknowledge, the presence of Raila Odinga? Number one, Kalonzo wanted to use the president's tour of Ukambani to steal the show. He wanted all the attention to be on him and not on Raila Odinga. Sometimes back, Uhuru was in Nyanza, Kisumu, and all the attention went on Raila Odinga. And it was also even rumored that the president might have just endorsed Raila Amolo Odinga on his Kisumu tour. So Kalonzo Musyoka also wanted to replicate somehow the same thing with the president's tour yesterday. He wanted all the attention to be on him, and maybe he was just hoping that maybe the president's tongue could slip and also make some kind of an endorsement on him. So he wanted that president's tour, he wanted the attention to be specifically on him. You know, Kalonzo is a senior politician in this country. Somebody who can control a whole ethnic community or a good portion of an ethnic community behind him. That's a serious leader. Because I'm saying that because of this. You know, when Pius Muiru, we've seen some jokers, the likes of Pius Muiru contesting for the presidency. And at the back of their minds, they always believe that some miracle can happen, and then they find themselves as the presidents. So from where Kalonzo sits, I still believe that up to date, up to now when I'm talking, Kalonzo still has a feeling that maybe he can even be the president in 2022. So he wanted to use that occasion yesterday, maybe to steal the show, to project himself as a possible president come next year. I think that's why he never mentioned Raila Amolo Odinga's name. Because he feared that, assuming he had mentioned Raila's name, he just feared that Raila might have stolen the show from him, but he wanted all the tour to be about himself, Kalonzo Musyoka. Number two, Kalonzo Musyoka was avoiding being seen as endorsing Raila Amolo Odinga. Yes. He was trying to avoid being seen as if now Raila has already boxed him, as if Raila has amemweka kwa box tayari. So assuming he had mentioned Raila Amolo Odinga's name, and we know what is currently happening, most Kenyans could have misconstrued that as a sign that he has now thrown into the towel and is now just endorsing Raila Amolo Odinga. So he wanted to avoid that. He wanted to avoid that because I'm very sure had he mentioned Raila Amolo Odinga's name there, Kenyans could have read it differently. Number three, he wanted to prove to Kenyans that he is not a weakling. He has his own political stand and a mind of his own. He is not operating on Raila Amolo Odinga's shadow. Because from what is happening today, we know for a fact that currently, Raila Amolo Odinga and William Ruto appears to be the top political leaders as far as 2022 politics is concerned. So Kalonzo Musyoka wanted to disapprove that notion. He wanted to prove to Kenyans that he's also his own man. He doesn't operate behind Raila's shadows. So that might have informed the reason as to why he was not trying to acknowledge Raila or giving Raila prominence. And then fourthly, as much as Kalonzo and Raila might be talking behind the scenes, Kalonzo not acknowledging the presence of Raila Amolo Odinga there, that also shows a lot, or rather tells a lot, that as much as they might be talking, they might have not reached a consensus yet. Yes, they might be talking, and Kenyans might just know that eventually, maybe Kalonzo Musyoka can throw his weight behind Raila Amolo Odinga, or whichever. From that post yesterday, it shows clearly that maybe they have not reached a consensus. They are still talking. And then finally, you know for a fact, we know for a fact, ladies and gentlemen, that if you talk about Ukambani politics currently, we have three governors, Kalonzo, Ngilu, Alfred Mutua, and Kivutha Kibwana. And then we have Kalonzo Musyoka and his wiper team. It seems to appear that there is a disconnect between Kalonzo's team and the three governors. The three governors seems to be aligning themselves, or rather, they have a soft spot for Raila Amolo Odinga. And that might not be going on well with Kalonzo Musyoka. So in one way or the other, we can also assume that Kalonzo was somehow also trying to protest against that. Because, one of the reasons that really caused the cancellation of Uhuru Kenyatta's initial tour as was planned was because of the Raila factor. These Ukambani governors wanted Raila Amolo Odinga to be part of Uhuru Kenyatta's delegation, or rather tour of Ukambani. But Kalonzo and Wiper leaders were not very happy about that. So that also proves, ladies and gentlemen, as to why Kalonzo Musyoka never wanted to give prominence to Raila Amolo Odinga. There is a fight between Kalonzo Musyoka and the governors. The governors appear to be leaning towards Raila Amolo Odinga. And even if you can see Kivutha Kibwana acknowledging Raila Amolo Odinga and also posting a very prominent post of Raila Amolo Odinga, that also tells volume. So maybe Kalonzo Musyoka wanted to politely to protest against that idea of Raila Amolo Odinga being too much close to these Ukambani governors who are really actually fighting Kalonzo Musyoka. I believe that those are the 5 main reasons as to why Kalonzo Musyoka was deliberately trying to black out Raila Amolo Odinga from that tour yesterday. Otherwise, that's my opinion. You can differ or you can agree with me, but you can do that by dropping a comment so that we also know what you also think. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana.